Hello, Sounders. It's a Mick, a short piece about the PO4 state of affairs as the transfer window draws to a close. So finally, the saga of Matt Ritchie is over. He's gone to Reading. I think he was always going to end up at Reading. My feeling is he was happy to take his Pompey wages up to as late as possible in the window and then make the move probably for a bit less down the road at Reading. Sadly, a fine footballer seems to have fallen out with the Pompey management, or certainly the manager, this summer. And it's a shame, really, that he's found himself in that situation. I mean, he's 36 very soon, next month, within the next month. It's a good age. It's an age when you really are starting to run out of the energy required to play professional football at a high level. And even last season, you'll remember that he didn't play all the minutes that it was hoped he would play by his fans. And I was a fan. I am a fan. The guy gave everything on the pitch. The guy galvanised the crowd. The guy produced huge energy, and the guy played the closing down, pressing game that John Massinho wanted the whole side to play. And he set an example to others, and he was visibly encouraging others to take part. And we all loved him for that. Whether his fellow players loved him as much as we did, I'm not so sure. It certainly felt like he was reaching the end of his career, and well as he played, and love him as much as the crowd did, he wasn't going to get more minutes than he got last season. It was almost inevitable that he was going to have his playing career cut down slowly but surely at Fratton Park. And it is also very understandable that Matt Ritchie wants to end his career playing football matches while he can. So, manager at Pompey felt he was running out of energy required in the Championship. Many Pompey fans worry that he's been allowed to go too early because of his experience and energy. But my feeling is he served his purpose and his club and us very well. And now he'll go to League One. He should be able to play on for another season or even two. In fact, I noticed that he's actually signed a 2-year deal. Well, 38 pretty much before he quits. Best, as far as I'm concerned, best all round that he's gone. But there are, of course, guys still crying out for him to be kept. In my opinion, things had to progress. And although those same Pompey fans didn't want him gone, they're denying that we're a stronger outfit this autumn than last. And I think they're wrong. I think there's no doubt we are. Of course we'll lose a few to injury, like Callum Lang. But we seem to have covered pretty much across the board. Between the posts, we don't exactly have competition, I know. Schmidt being head and shoulders our number one. But Killip and Archer are both capable at this level. If and when required. Hopefully not, but if and when. Right back has good competition with Williams, Swanson and Devlin, and they all have their admirers. I'm slightly personally in favour of Swanson for his attacking threat, but who am I to argue with the management, who have started off with Williams? And at left back, Ogilvie is in possession and makes less and less errors in his game, leaving Jacob Farrell, I beg your pardon, I reckon, surely a bit frustrated, and perhaps more worryingly and insolubly, if that's a word, insolubly, short of match play. What can you do about that? I mean, we don't have any opportunities really to give him match play without lessening Ogilvie's minutes, which it doesn't seem likely that's going to be happening. But at least he's fit, Jacob Farrell, and ready to go. The centre-backs, wow, we've got a powerful quintet, haven't we? I mean, if you think about it, Hayden Williams, who looked a certainty to start when fit last season, is now fourth in the pecking order, I would suggest. In midfield, we've got Swift and Dazelle in possession. LaRue will have some say in that, I feel, as he gets accustomed to the Championship. He looks powerful. And quite possibly Marvellous Marlon as well will be back. He's returning to the park fairly soon now, and he'll want a game. Incidentally, as far as I'm concerned, Andrew Dazelle improves all the time. I'm a fan of his. Up front, losing Josh Murphy or Colby Bishop would be disastrous for us, but most Championship sides will contain one or two players that they depend upon in a big way, and those two are ours. It's as simple as that. It would be disastrous really to lose either of them, and of course it could happen, but we have to hope and pray that it doesn't. These are players that I know you all want us to spell. Not you all. I know some people want us to mortgage ourselves up to the hilt, but even doing that would be would be a stretch if we had to replace Murphy and Bishop. But then again, we've got Florian Bianchini, we've got Minuk Yang and Harvey Blair, and they can become effective, exciting, wide players this season if and when they take their chances. There will be chances for them. Hopefully they won't be at the expense of Josh Murphy or Bishop, but they will get chances, and they've got to live up to the hopes that the management and in fact all decent fans have for them. Colby's only cover really is Thomas Waddingham, and although I can see him, I can see he has great potential, that is a worry. Although it is said, I know that Bianchini can play through the middle. Hopefully we won't have to test that theory. Callum Lang can be replaced at the moment by the exciting Adrian Segacic, although Lang's recovery time will overlap the period, I think, that Segacic is off on international duty for Australia this autumn. I haven't actually clocked the time period of that escapade, but it's bound to take him away from us for a couple of weeks. This is one of the penalties of finding young talent abroad, Sounders, I guess. But no one's going to complain now that Segacic is ours, are they? It would be a bit foolish. He's decent. And really, if that eventuality occurs, Segercic abroad, Lang still in bed, that could be the time we'll need Mark Kuznowski. He may well get time before that, of course, but he may well have to play a starting role in the campaign at that stage. It was always said that Koznowski, gosh, I keep saying Koznowski, it's Koznowski. Anyway, it was always said that he was behind the rest in terms of pre-season training, but he surely is coming up to speed now and will be ready for that foreign Segercic trip. It's bluntly speaking, Sounders, I personally don't think there's an argument that this is a better squad than the same time last year. I'm sure of it. And maybe, you never know, in the next few days it'll get still stronger, although things have gone pretty quiet. No one's mouthing off about possible signings. Maybe that's because there aren't any, or maybe it's because we are keeping our cards very close to our chest. I think it's fair to say that the Championship transfer marketplace this summer has been a tougher business than ever before. I mean, there's simply so much money squashing, spilling, slopping around the Championship, introduced by Wrexham, Birmingham, Charlton, coming up and spending millions, Leicester, Ipswich, and those down the road as they come down, and with their parachute payments, etc. And then there are many of last season's Championship clubs finding millions down the back of the sofa to throw at the market, including just this week Swansea, I've seen going for the Celtic very good centre forward. I haven't written his name down, so I can't remember it now. But he's an extremely good player, and it sounds as though they're trying to buy him for some millions. And Queen's Park Rangers. Swansea, a smaller club than Pompey, and Queen's Park Rangers, certainly a smaller club than Pompey, but inheriting a £7 million payoff from the sale of Eze to Arsenal, because he spent some time, didn't he, at QPR, and they had a sell-on deal. It's hard to compete with those sort of eventualities. We're doing our best, and we have spent £4 million so far, and it could be with more to go. Certainly there is more to spend if I understand John Massinho correctly. But it may be that the right deal is not considered to be with us, and we are not going to be panicked. We're going to be player-led, not panicked, into the future. Because, Sounders, we're in a process. You know that now. I know that now. We should enjoy it, not complain about it. A small word about Hancock analysis. I think they do. They're good. He was talking very recently about Reuben Swan and his future, which was interesting. And Swan, I hope he goes out on loan. I don't think it's happened. It's probably very difficult. To send a young man out on loan, you need to absolutely trust the club and the management of the club that you're sending them to, because there's absolutely no point in him going out on loan and not playing. He might as well be with us, training with his friends and mates and better quality of players than he will get out on loan, and maybe learning more. But experience is a big thing, and he needs it. And so I think Hancock Analysis was saying that they really feel that he should get a loan spell for the experience, and they're probably right on that. But it's got to be the right one, and that's where, what do we know about who's making the offers and whether we trust them or not. Anyway, Hancock Analysis is doing, I think, an occasional podcast now. They're always he's always informative and stimulating, and a big Pompey, very knowledgeable fan, and so worth a listen. And that's about it for now. We wait now to see whether in the last hours we pick up anyone else. But I feel confident that we've got a better squad this season than we had this time last season, and I feel confident that we are going to continue to just make steady progress, and that is going to be a pleasure. It's going to be a pleasure to follow and watch and support, and we start doing that against Preston North End. Play out Pompey, Sounders. Play out Pompey.